Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Crossroads Podcast Radio and um, everything else. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Just tell you a few bits, then we will talk to Nick. Firstly, guys, thank you very much for all the nominations and everything. We have been given well, not yet, but we have been given an award for our podcast and everything. So it's not just podcast, guys, it's radio as well. So we're live on radio at the moment. So thank you for that. And thank you for all the listeners. I think we got, since we've been going over about a year and a half now, since the COVID, we started in 2021. I think we have around about now about 26,000 people. So thank you so much. Thank you. And also, people, don't forget, I belong to, I'm a chairman of the Stroke Survivors Club in Devon. And we are looking for somebody to come down and play a bit of music for us in December. So if anybody else out there who could do anything for us, we're only a small stroke. Well, we are a stroke club, but we don't get much funding and stuff like that. So we're looking for that. We can put up accommodation and stuff, but we can pay a fee, but not much. Anyway, so that's that for that. Nick, so how are you?
I'm very well, thanks, Steve. Good to be back.
Brilliant. Welcome back. You know that song? Welcome home.
Yeah,
Welcome. Yeah. It's like that, isn't it? Now and again.
it
Right.
is.
Okay.
And
So
might I say, what a beautiful singing voice you have.
no, no, not gonna no. You know what? My wife says to me, I like singing Elvis songs, and
Mhm.
my wife says to me, if you don't slouch, you'll be all right. Good singer, right? And I thought, nah, you're all right, so I'll leave it. But people say some people got a nice voice. Some people say, oh, but yeah, I was going to join a band.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
What sort of
I
band?
was going to join. Yeah. I'll tell you what they were called. They were called the Nick T Band.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I've heard of those guys. They're a dodgy outfit. I've heard that.
I know. Yes, I know. Yeah. All of them used to, yeah, be associated with the Crows, I think, wouldn't they?
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. A man of your
um,
reputation can't be seen in a band like that.
no, not my reputation, no. Anyway, I've got a bad reputation, mate. I got a bad. Anyway, Nick, welcome back. Anyway,
Thank
tell
you.
everybody what you do and what I know you do music and stuff, but
Mm.
please tell everybody what you do, what you're about.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Nick T. Hi. And I'm the lead singer and songwriter of the Nick T Band, which is a new country music band. Started just before coronavirus hit, actually. So we've been going a couple of years now. And really, sort of the aim of our band is to bring that sort of modern American country music sound to the UK, because there's an awful lot of sort of Americana acts and really good ones coming from this country, but nothing that I would really identify as being sort of true country music. So that's sort of the niche we're aiming for. Um, and when I'm not doing that, of
Great,
course, I'm
great,
a musician on cruise ships and in hotels and things. So yeah, big on the music.
brilliant, very good, brilliant, brilliant. Also, so so tell us about any albums or any music coming out so people can kind of like watch out for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've just brought out our first EP about just over a month ago, and that's called "Fly My Drink." And you can find that we've got a video for it on YouTube for the title track. And also, obviously, you can find us on Facebook, the Nick T Band. And we've also got our very own website, which we're very proud of, which is nicktband.com. So you can find all the details about us there. And as I say, we've got this new EP out, and we're looking, hopefully, at bringing out another one in the next few months, depending on... It's actually, it's all recorded at the moment. We're just waiting on video scheduling so we can do a couple of music videos for it, which is all very exciting and new for me.
Brilliant, very good, very good. Hang on for a second.
Yeah.
Yes, so with the flying the soup, where was the idea for that?
Flying my
Where
drink.
Did you get the idea from?
Yeah, so the idea.
Flying my drink, sorry.
Well, it was so this was a song that I started writing years ago that actually sounded very different from how it sounds now. The idea came, weirdly, I was working in Mallorca, and I was working in this really swanky hotel, and on the way, after I'd finished at the hotel, I'd have to walk through the strip of the town to get back to my apartment. And in one of the clubs, there was always this old country music guy playing. And he was playing this old school song that's I can't remember who it's by. It's a sort of George Strait kind of style, where the singer will effectively talk for the whole verse and tell you a story, and then go into a tuneful chorus. And I thought that's a really good idea for like a song structure. And I wonder if I could write one of those. So I started doing that. And it was just a classic country kind of tale of, my wife's a real pain, blah, 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 all that stuff, and now I'm sitting at a bar drinking kind of thing. And I hit on the chorus, which actually I'll just show you. So it goes, you're the rain. I need to find the key. Rain on my parade, and you're that fine I should have paid. You're the stone in my shoe when I walk. The hole in my new jeans, the dirty dishes in the sink, baby. You're the fly in my drink. Because it's a drinking song. So I thought that's really catchy, but the rest of the verse was awful because it was like, a month ago I was feeling low and my friends came to cheer me up, and it was like, that's not really my style. So I put the song away for a couple of years. I was like, oh, it's a catchy chorus, but the actual song's a bit rubbish. And then I just hit on this thing. I was playing around with it one day randomly, and I was just going, and I was like, oh, actually, that's kind of a catchy riff. A month ago, I was feeling low when my friends came to cheer me up, and I was like, oh, there we go. It's it all fell into place, and I finished writing it in a couple of days.
Oh, that's literally really good, very good.
Thank you.
And where'd you get your ideas from? Is it just the band get together and kind of like say, right, I've got some ideas, or is it just you?
Well, at the moment, because I've got quite a backlog of songs at the moment that need doing something with. All the songs that we're releasing at the moment are mine, but we are starting to get together as a band and do some writing. Usually we'll pair up and just try and work on some bits. I'm a bit of a songwriting, how would I say it? Enthusiast, shall we say. I love a really well written song, so I'm quite draconian on what I'll accept from them as like an idea. You know, they'll come to me and go, "Oh, I've written this
Yeah.
great song." I'm like, "Go away and make it better, and then we'll talk." But yeah, we have actually started working on songs as a band now. But certainly the next couple of albums are all my stuff because I'm the leader and I get to say that.
You did really good, really good. I kind of like was listening to your music the other day because because you were coming on the show anyway. And when I was listening, watching some videos and everything, I thought, really, really good. It was really, really. I'm into country and and all that, but and also like a bit of Elvis and stuff like that. But the trouble is, country music is really good. I love it. I really love it. And um, and the trouble is, not as many people does country music in the UK. Really, you'd be surprised, but there's not many people.
Yeah,
What do you think about that? Why?
it's very weird. I mean, that's why I started up this band, really, is because, like you say, there's an awful lot of people that do Americana, and this isn't diminishing them in any way because some of these people are fantastic artists. There's people like Hannah White that I go and see every chance I can, but it's not country, and there's such a big scene here for people that love country music. So it's a bit
Yeah,
strange
yeah,
that people aren't writing it and performing it. So yeah, I went away and started a band to do just that. I mean, well, you just have to
yeah.
look at country to country and the success that they've had there. You know, I I haven't been the last two times it's been on, but I went every year for the first, I think, 6 years it was running, and it was always rammed. So there's a thirst for country music that I don't really see at the moment being catered to by UK artists, except myself.
Yeah, they have a lot of country clubs, where
Mm.
people go and play. There's like social clubs, all these country clubs they got. But there's
Yeah,
not many artists out there in the UK, and I know I'm every time I interview a country artist, it's always like they're coming from Tennessee or Nashville. Of course that's where they come from, but I usually get some couple from the UK, but that's it.
yeah. Well, the
Are
thing
we
is, actually,
are we doing? Sorry, go on.
oh, well, the thing is that an awful lot of the authentic country music makers from the UK actually end up going over to Nashville to make it. Um,
Mm,
and there's the other thing that I've noticed is that there's a really big scene because you mentioned the country music clubs and like line dancing clubs. There's loads of them in the Midlands and up north. Um,
mm,
and there's so many country covers bands that play all these line dancing clubs and make a pretty penny doing it. But for some reason, no one's writing original country music in this country. Very strange.
mm. Yeah, yeah. We had, we get a few on it, and I got somebody coming on next week. I'm just trying to remember his name. And we get quite a few people come like on, and we don't like to put like tribute artists on and everything else like that because we think that it's not the real person, you know. And the tribute art is really it's not giving 100%. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather
Yeah,
have the person.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's hmm. Yeah, it's a very authentic kind of music. I'm also very aware that when I write it and perform it, not to try and be American,
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah.
the key to country music, is to just be authentic and tell stories that you care about, and it's got to come from the heart and be authentically you, which is part of the attraction of it, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Oh, can you play something for us now?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Oh, I tell you what, I've got the perfect song because it's utterly boiling. This is a song I wrote with a good friend of mine in Nashville, called Jennifer Tortorici. And I met her doing a songwriting course. And we do sort of Skype chats and writing sessions over Skype. And one time, it was midsummer in Tennessee, so it's very hot over there. And her air conditioning had broken. And so we wrote a song. Well, see where you can pick up the hints that it was written when her air conditioning was broken and she was entirely too hot. This is called Hotter in Hell. It's like 101 degrees. The shadows are melting down the walls. You got me down on my knees. You got me sweating on the floor. But I can't shake this feeling that I'm drowning and I'm sinking. I'm burning alive in your fire. Is it hotter in hell? Both got someone waiting. It should never get this far. It was only make believing till we pulled up in my car. I'm trying to fight this feeling, but the devil keeps on dealing. Now I'm burning alive in your fire. Is it hotter in hell? I want one small bite, right down to your core, to taste your sweet delight, keep me coming back for more. It's temptation, oh, that's sin. Can I give in just one time, or will I burn before I begin? 'Cause it's hotter in hell. Gotta pull myself together, gotta get above this floor. Kiss these red hot thoughts goodbye, break the chains that bar the door. Am I going crazy? Lord, I must have lost my mind. I won't burn alive in your fire, 'cause it's hotter in hell. No, I won't burn alive in your fire, 'cause it's hotter in hell.
Right, good. Well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's
Very good. Very good.
Song.
I thought that was a bit of Elvis coming out there then. Thank you very much.
Well, you got to pay tribute to the king.
Yeah. In country music, what else do you sing? Is it just all country music you sing, or is there any other music you sing?
I mean, so for my day job, I'll sing anything, but left to my own devices, I'm a massive blues fan. I love all styles of blues.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything from the Delta blues to Chicago blues to the more modern stuff. People like Derek Trucks band is just, they blow my mind.
Oh, they're fantastic, aren't they?
It's just so good. I saw him actually. The first time I ever saw him was he was playing in Eric Clapton's band. This was way back in probably 2007, 2008. And it was Eric Clapton. He had Billy Preston on the keys, and Derek Trucks playing the second guitar. And then he had supporting, I think it was Robert Randolph band, or it could have been Robert Cray. But it was just, all my idols on one stage. I was a very happy boy. But yeah,
Well,
blues. Johnny Lang is another massive influence on me. I absolutely loved him ever since I saw Blues Brothers 2000. And what else? I mean, I love folk music.
Sorry, when is your next? So you're talking about doing some videos. When are you doing another video?
Well, we were supposed to do one at the end of July, but unfortunately, as I told you, I got very sick and wasn't able to do it. So we're rescheduling for hopefully in a couple of weeks' time, because it's a seaside shoot. It's for our holiday song, "Take Me Away." It's going to be the next one, hopefully, to come out. And also, what was the other one we were going to do? I think, is it "Lady I Surrender"? Yeah. So we've got sort of 2 songs that we want to do videos for the next EP.
Right, okay. And also, sorry, I've just looked at my questions here. I've got some questions lined up, and I'm keeps on forgetting. Do you have, when you have a band, do you ever kind of thinking? Do you ever get your little arguments and come on, tell us about behind the scenes? Do you argue or what?
Not too much, actually. We've had a couple of we're quite civil, actually, to be honest, because we were all friends beforehand, and we all like a good drink in the pub, which is basically where we all met.
Right.
And so we'll have the odd sort of harsh word in practice if someone's, not done their homework and practiced at home or something. But it all gets sorted out in the pub afterwards. So there aren't any, I don't think we've had any actual band arguments yet. And like I say, we're all sort of friends for a good few years before we started doing the band. So it's a very nice and easy, open dynamic, shall we say.
Right. Okay.
They're a dream to be the leader of.
The dream the leader. What's it like to run a band? Because it's because they've got to do a gig, then it's kind of like you have to pay them and everything, and what's it like for the responsibility to be a band member?
It's a good question. It's a lot of work, and I didn't realize it going into it. Because I've run sort of covers bands before, but that's with covers bands. Pretty much your job as leader is to make sure that everyone's got the charts, everyone's doing their practice, and then we've got gigs, and it's this very much sort of 1, 2, 3, pay everyone, go back to the beginning. With an original band, there's a lot more involved that I hadn't realized. So, making sure that everyone's opinions and concerns and sort of musical ideas are being listened to and valued and heard and sort of things like that. So, sort of from the creative standpoint, I see myself anyway as sort of the person that makes sure that everyone's listened to around the table, and sort of the best ideas are sort of picked and pushed forward. And then obviously you've got rehearsals and things, and making sure that everyone's learnt their parts, or also things like working out their parts. So I'll bring a new song to the band, and things like guitars and drums is actually quite easy to jam along. That's how most contemporary musicians learn their instruments, is by jamming. But then we've got the fiddle player, who comes from a much more classical background, and jamming just isn't a thing in classical music. So it's making sure that I take time to take the songs to him as well and work out a few parts, and making sure that him and Andy, our lead guitarist, get together and work out their parts together. And then obviously there's things like organizing video shoots and recordings and putting everything up online. It's very much pulling that loose thread and unraveling the whole jumper. It's there's a lot more to it than I realized.
Yeah. I know. I did a couple shoots for some country bands where I used to live, and it was, I remember someone rang me up the other day and they said to me, "Are you still doing shoots, Steve?" And I said, "Yeah. Well, what do you want with you?" And the trouble is, it was like, they might have gone on skateboards and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So funny. But anyway, when you're kind of like, when you're kind of having your gigs and everything, has there been any embarrassing moments?
Embarrassing moments? Not yet. Touch wood for the Nick T band. We've never had a really embarrassing moment. I don't think. There's a dodgy moment when so Ian, our fiddle player, also plays accordion for a few of the songs. And we were doing this gig at the Sound Lounge in London, which is sort of one of our favourite venues, and it's sort of a big deal because a lot of the country music people around London go there. So we really wanted to impress everyone. And we get up on stage, Ian picks up his accordion to play Hotter in Hell, and then the strap snapped. It just sort of dropped all of a sudden. We're like, that's not good. And he had to play the whole thing sort of like, so with an accordion, obviously, because you only pull from one side and push double buttons like that. So you actually need it strapped to your body, otherwise, obviously, you're just sort of dragging the accordion along the ground. So that was an interesting moment. Just sort of him desperately trying to cling on to it with his knee. Embarrassing moments. There's obviously the embarrassing moment where you've been asked to play a venue where people really don't want to listen to music. That's always an interesting one.
Yeah.
I get that a lot in my day job. So if I go to a hotel, you've got these 5-star hotels, and they've always got these big pools in the sun. And at some point in the season, you always know that the owner of the hotel will go, "I know what people sunbathing at the pool want is live music in the middle of the day." And it's like, no one wants that. I don't want to be playing then. They don't want to be listening to me then. And so I have to do sort of 45 minutes just playing to maybe one person clapping out of sympathy. That's embarrassing.
I've got a friend who's a singer, and he lives up in Bradford, and he says to me, Every time I go out around singing every Saturday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Some clubs I go into, I want to cut out again because they are falling to pieces and stuff like that. Have there been
Oh, yeah.
places that you've been to that you regretted going to?
A couple. Obviously, I won't name names, but certainly when I was
What was
when I was very new to it, when we first started, I used to be in a duo. Well, I mean, we still play the occasional gig called Bricks Build Houses, just a little covers duo. Um, and very quickly we learned one of the most important parts of a musician's arsenal is the PowerPoint like checker to make sure that all the power is safe, because so many times you walk into an old pub and the wiring's from like the 60s and no one's bothered changing it, and you get it's very possible to get electrocuted down a microphone, for example, and that's uncomfortable. So yeah, there's a few places that I've played where it's only like you get an electric shock halfway through the set. You go, yeah, I won't be playing there again.
Yeah. How about changing rooms? How about kind of I've been talking to lots of people and they said, Steve, I've been getting changed in the toilet. I've been changed into a broom cupboard. I've done I'm in the office. I'm just beyond the curtain, you know. Um
Yeah,
what kind of
I mean, it's not such a thing for me because I tend to play just wearing a shirt and jeans, so
yeah.
I'll rock up in that to save myself the stress. But I've worked with a lot of people that have had some very interesting experiences. Toilets is a big one. Broom cupboards that don't have lights is another one. That's the classic. So it's sort of like my good friend Jilly B, who I'm in a duo with. Actually, I do a lot of hotels and cruises with her. She does an Abbott act, and I think she had to change in a room cupboard that didn't have a light, using the light on her phone to shine up so she could change, which was an interesting. I don't envy her that. Yeah, I mean, usually it's not awkward places, it's just either dirty places or incredibly cramped. No one's actually thought about this kind of places, which fortunately I don't have to deal with. So, you know, I do consider myself lucky.
Brilliant. Nick, thanks very much for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Brilliant. And if people want to contact you, how do they do that, Nick?
The best way to do that is through our Facebook, because I've got that link to my personal Facebook, so I'll always get the notifications. And that's just search the Nick T Band on Facebook. That's the best way. Otherwise, Instagram is the other one, the Nick T Band on Instagram.
Okay, so if you want to book them, you know, the Nick T Band and or Nick T himself, then please contact them and they might be able to help you. Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.